Hi. So over a year ago, I basically shared the system that I had developed over the years when it comes to managing my own personal finances. This very system was also what had helped me reach the milestones that I've set amidst an unprecedented pandemic. I decided to go ahead and take the concepts from the two-pronged mind approach before we go into the technical aspects and expand upon it further. Hopefully, it'll help. Now, as a disclaimer, I am by no means a professional or licensed financial advisor or analyst. I am simply sharing what I have learned and what I've experienced over the years. So please do take that into consideration and do your own research. Practice due diligence at all times. So here's the do's and don'ts of money. Personal Finance 101 from the Universidad de Eirinne Caitlin. We're starting off with the make money mindset. Okay, you know what? I don't actually memorize what I'm gonna say, and I don't want to overstress myself out, so I'm just gonna read because I wrote this down. Let's start off first with why mindset is so important. So, mindset is vital to your success. Stanford psychologists found that a person's beliefs shape what they want and whether they can attain it. They discovered that mindset is directly related to whether someone can be successful or not. It is your beliefs that will shape your actions. It is your actions that will shape your reality. So, what is your money mindset? And by the way, for all the studies and reports that I'm going to cite, I'll be leaving a link below for your reference. So what are the money mindset types? Different personalities will dictate different mindsets. These mindsets will be how people generally respond towards money. People's response to money is what will affect their bottom line. There are 5 major kinds of money mindsets. The first being spenders, then we've got savers, debtors, shoppers, and investors. Now, spenders are those that like to keep up with the Joneses, basically. They love big purchases. Spenders want the newest cars, houses, phones, and the list goes on. They want to make a statement. Spenders may even constantly chase after the next expensive brand. They may also be those that start trends. This type of money mindset is at ease with spending. They are not afraid of debt. They also tend to be more aggressive with risk when investing. Savers are basically the polar opposite. They pinch pennies whenever they can. Every drop is saved. Minimal to no waste is produced. Excess is generally frowned upon. There is no regard to keeping up with the latest and greatest. These kind of people tend to only spend when necessary. At an extreme, they may be viewed as cheap or stingy. This type of mindset is conservative. They are not aggressive with risk-taking and investing. They generally do not have debts. Debtors. Debtors do not spend to make a statement. They spend without properly managing their finances. Debtors find themselves constantly short on cash because of their financial mismanagement, which causes more liabilities to accrue. They do not track what they spend, which results in being unaware of where exactly their money goes. This type of mindset typically spends more than they earn. They are in debt without much regard to investing. Shoppers. Shoppers are emotionally invested in spending. They derive a sense of satisfaction from purchasing items that they may also not actually need. Shoppers are typically aware that they already have an addiction. They also can be concerned with debt they accrue. Shoppers look for ways to maximize the spending within their limits. Sales and bargain deals are a treat. This type of mindset can be varied when it comes to investing. Some may actually save and invest, while others view saving or investing as a task they can get done next time. Lastly, we have the investors. Investors know their money. They are aware of their current financial standing. They make money work for them. This type of mindset aims to attain passive income through investments. They are deliberate and purpose-driven with their financial decisions. They understand that risks need to be taken in order to pursue their goals. So with that said, let's say you have one mindset over the other. How do you change these type of mindsets? If you think you have a bad money mindset, look at it instead as an opportunity to learn. By the way, what type of mindset do you actually have? Because I have a very strong growth mindset. So when I share what I learn, when I share how I deal with what I encounter, you're basically going to be listening to someone that is very forward driven. It's hot. I'm not gonna turn on the aircon because it's a very noisy beast. Achieving a positive money mindset will vary according to what you want to achieve. When you are aware of what you want to improve, you can take the necessary steps. Don't just depend on a money mindset book, PDF, quotes, or exercises. Take steps you can realistically and consistently apply. If you're a spender, you would benefit from cutting back on shopping and practicing saving more. Limit purchases to items that are actually of use. Save and spend while thinking of long-term implications. Steady gains that are slow in nature do not have to be avoided. This is the same approach you're going to take if you are a shopper and you shop because it's emotionally fulfilling for you. Basically, what you need to keep in mind is not to spend more than you actually earn, and it would always be helpful to practice paying yourself first before you use your credit cards to purchase depreciating assets that, honestly, if go unchecked, you're going to end up selling what you need just so you could keep what you want. Savers would benefit from moderation. Too much cost cutting, like anything in excess, isn't always beneficial. Minimizing risk will play a part in investing, though maximizing returns is what makes an investment successful. Debtors would benefit from knowing their financial standing. Planning their financial goals and budgeting is needed. Making conscious efforts to not spend over your income while paying off debt will help in the long run. Trained industry professionals can aid with making wise investment choices. Then lastly, investors. Investors would benefit from continuously learning and educating themselves even when they are doing well already. What is having a money mindset for me, and how did it help me? I keep two things in mind. I ask myself why, and then I quantify it. So why do I need to have savings? Why do I need to hit my financial goals? When I ask myself these questions, I don't just stop at because it's needed or for emergencies or because I want to buy something for some sort of event or person. I don't just stop at these statements because I know that they won't really get me that far. These are just blanket statements that I'm programmed to say because I know it's the norm and I know that it's what's right for me to hear. I also don't just stop at these type of blanket statements because it's a short-term, one-time statement that doesn't frame my mind to think of the events that will happen afterwards. So how do I apply this concept? Well, for me, I decided that I needed to have a certain amount of savings because I wanted to live a stable and comfortable life. I wanted to be able to provide that life for my own family, and I wanted to ensure that I can keep giving and having a secure and quality living without having to constantly make difficult decisions or be in uncomfortable situations due to financial constraints. So when this whole process of me saving and managing my money got rooted into what was genuinely important to me, I got motivated even more, and because it's a continuous cycle that's incorporated with a long-term goal, this system ensured that I'll be able to stick to the milestones that I have set. Speaking of which, set your goals or your milestones through exact numbers and set the deadline. So when I first created this system, basically, I told myself that the money that I earn during my first year of working after I graduated from college, I want to be able to make sure that on top of me being able to survive living in an expensive city, because that's where I work, I wanted to have at least 100,000 pesos in savings by the end of my first year at work. Basically, when you're goal setting, make sure it's smart. Make sure it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. The second prong to having this money mindset was to know without a doubt that money is a tool. There's a saying that money is the root of all evil. If you think like that, you'll consider money as an enemy, and it's only natural to not want to have, see, or multiply your enemies, which means you'll subconsciously treat your cash inflow like that as well. But money is neither your enemy, nor is it a friend or a goal. In exchange of having value, we give value in return. So if you want to eat, for example, you give the corresponding value of the food you eat in exchange of having the value of your beast of a stomach filled. Or maybe that's just me. And nourishing your body. Money is just the means to acquire what you need and to help achieve what you want. Don't idolize it or romanticize it any further than that. So, as a wrap up, a make money mindset is the foundation of succeeding in your financial journey. Know your money personality, know what you can improve on, implement what works, and keep going forward from there. If you found this video insightful, please feel free to like and share it. Until next time.
Hoy, Max. Max. Love you. You're so handsome. Even though you ruined my shirt and put your paw in my mouth.